Did you hear what we did in the arrangement?
Avete capito alla fine che cosa è successo nell'arrangiamento che hanno fatto loro?
No.
No. Ma have you not copies of your...
Sorry?
Non avete copie di queste musiche? Magari fate passare un attimo.
Okay.
If you can show a little bit your scores.
The bass part, maybe it's better if you go on the melody.
Wait,
because I don't let
maybe we can play it once what was happening was well, you have to take a look at the trumpet. This is the melody in the beginning, and this is the melody in the end. It's 2 beats later, and I play the original melody, so what you get is a, I don't know if that's the right word for English, canon? Canon? You know canon? Is it in Italian?
Contrappunto.
No, not contrapunto.
Yeah, canone.
Canon. Can we play the head out?
Okay.
The last thing. So in the beginning we have it's a very simple melody on very simple chords, and in the end, so I play the original melody, and Suzan plays the same melody 2 beats later, which is the typical thing of a canon. I don't know if you know that, but in Germany we were doing that a lot when we were kids in the school. We were singing canons. That's first you sing the melody, and then this part starts, and then this part starts later, and this part starts later. That's all.
The canon that trumpet play is a third or the first? Third is a third up.
No, it's the same melody.
Same
melody. Just 2 beats later.
2 beats later.
Yeah, let's do it again. Okay? Only the stage. 1, 2, 3.
Just call and response.
Like call and response,
yeah.
or like an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's that's probably the most simple technique of counterpoint.
Yeah.
But it is not very common in jazz. I know some examples which come more from the free jazz scene. They are not free, but like more like, for example, Charles Mingus, people like that. They work with canons. Stuff like that. But in the more traditional jazz, it's not really a very common way of. But we found it, or I found that this is a really nice way to spice up this very simple, childish melody, and to give it this like a certain different dimension in the end. Okay. Let's do one here. Okay, here.
I think give my copy, or you have it. Oh, yeah. No problem. If you have some copy for them.
One Finger Snap is a composition by Herbie Hancock. I think he wrote it in the 60s, and the solo always. I mean, you can hand it around also if you want. So, I don't know if you have eagle, if every one of you has eagle eyes. One Finger Snap is a tune of Herbie Hancock. He wrote it in the 60s, And the special thing about this tune is that every solo of every soloist starts with a certain pickup, which is the first melody of the tune. Yeah, so every soloist, when you start, if we have a new solo, for example, I play the solo, and then Suzan maybe plays a solo, and she starts with that melody in the beginning of her solo. Okay, we took this, we took this idea to start several times in our solos in different tempos. So when the soloist cues, he the rhythm section stops in the end of the chorus, and the soloist starts with the new melody with this pickup, but in different tempos. Yeah, so we can have tempo shifts during our solos. That's the idea. Let's see if we can make it. Let's do this again. It's good to get this clean. You know where to start?
Yeah, and the offbeat of the third bar, at least my part is.
You mean on the end of 4 of the third bar?
I get the first beat of the first bar, and then the end of 4 of the third bar.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that sounds better if you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. surprised her. She didn't know that. I felt like, okay, the last theme has to be faster. can be tricky for the trumpet. I think it's a tricky melody for the trumpet, but she did a great job.
Now I know.
But I don't know if it happens tonight. always expect the unexpected. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, if you have trouble with English, Carmello can he's
translate.
He's used to translate.
Se capita il siciliano, perché italiano.
Yeah, he doesn't speak Italian. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
C'è stato qualche cambio nell'armonico, ovviamente?
There was some change of the chords during the melody, yes.
Not intentional.
Intentional.
But maybe by accident. No, this is like this kind of arrangement is nice for if you only have a lead sheet. You know, if you only have a lead sheet, no one has sat at home at his table and wrote something, arranged something, you know, composed something. But you have a way of how to create the tune in a different way than you're used to, like playing the head and then 100 choruses with different instruments and then again the head. It's just it's a way of how to communicate in a different way. Maybe you notice that it's like sometimes it's really surprising when you cue on a very unexpected moment. This can be really surprising for the musicians. And the nice thing about it, although sometimes it doesn't work, that's the risk you take. But the nice thing about it is that you are alert in a different way. You take care. You listen more. You are forced to listen. You know, and you are forced to take care and forced to communicate. And the big problem of jazz musicians, especially learning jazz musicians, is that they are often very much in their own bubble, you know. They're like me and my instrument and all the voicings I learned and the scales and this lick, I have to play this lick which I practiced last week, you know, all these things. But you're not really open for communicating, you know. And that's a pity because that's what jazz is about. I mean, if you go home, you set a cup of espresso and you put on some music. I'm sure if you listen to jazz, I'm sure you put on some music where people communicate. Because that's the most comfortable and nicest jazz you can listen to. Yeah? It's everyone, even if you're not on an analytic level, but just on a emotional level, you can feel it and you can hear it, and that's what is the nice thing about jazz. Yeah? And this is a little trick to wake up the rhythm section, you know? Or to wake up yourself while you're playing, you know? Because you also have to think of a different level, not only how do I get through the solos and play the right notes and do this nice climax thing, the classical way of how to create a solo. But you also have a different level to think of, okay, I'm supposed to, or I work with different tempos. You know? And it can be really surprising. And,
Maybe you can cue in a good way, because you learn also to cue.
Definitely.
And
you learn to cue.
Anticipate the line already in the tempo, so that the rhythm section can already absorb the tempo you would like to play the next chorus. So,
and also looking at each other is.
But for us it's much easier than for you, because you come from a kind of tempo and then suddenly you have to change everything, and because you play the first 4 bars, and you decide the kind of tempo that you want to play for the next chorus, the next solo. And for us it is easy, but maybe if you come from a swing tempo, but it's not the half part, or you have to change completely, and it's a kind of
not
thing.
a metric modulation. variation, but
Yeah,
something that-
it's just the focus.
Yeah.
So if you come from a very fast tempo and you go to a very slow tempo, it's very often that you feel like you want to play sort of half time, but then you play like in the beginning the chords are always 4 bars, but then you play only 2 bars. And that can be really tricky. You really have to. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Change. And then it's a change. And that feels so long in this moment. You know, that feels like, oh man, what should I play on this? You know? But that's, well, you have to deal with it. And that is a nice thing about these kind of little exercises. You can see it as an exercise for ensemble playing, but you can also use it for creating arrangements in a live situation.